I am Rafa Benitez, you are watching the Redmen TV.
Liverpool fall 1-0 to West Brom at Anfield. A Peter Odemwingie goal from a Glen Johnson error was all it took to seal the win for the Baggies. Let's get stuck into some of your Facebook comments. This should be loads of fun. Talal Farouk says, need a striker or a plan B. Yes, can't argue with that, mate. Tim Street says simply, succinct, yeah. Ali Combe says, bag of wank again. Yes. Mark Roberts says, we're shit. Alan Richardson, the first of sure many Kenny Bashers out in force tonight, says the writing's on the wall for Dagley. She's a top man, but a top manager he is not. I can hear the calls for Benitez already. Jake Berry says, dropped 27 points at Anfield this season, not good enough. Yeah. Paul Oggy O'Neill says, need better coaching, players playing regularly together, balance and better imagination in our play. No midfielders who can split a defence. Yeah, that was certainly evidenced by the way we played today. Tana Nikora, though, a little bit more positive, says we played amazing. No doubt about that. Same old story though, isn't it? We just can't seem to finish. Yes. Yeah, it's right. Theo Vervete. Wow, that's some accents on that name. Typical of our season. Yeah, completely, mate. I can't argue with that in the slightest. And a slightly longer one, and but really on the money here. Mark Riley says 5 home league wins this season says it all, doesn't it? Time to forget this season, win the FA Cup, move on and get ready for next season. And a lot of players need to pull their weight more because it looked like they gave up. But let's dig in and move on and back the players. You'll never walk alone. Yeah, I mean, where to start? It was another one of those games, to be honest, I feel like I could spend the next sort of 5 or 6 minutes just answering questions that I know we're going to get in the comments section below or on Twitter and all this, and the bashes are going to be out in force. And you know what, fair play to is, you know, if that's the way you feel, that's the way you feel. But a couple of people saying, sack Kenny now, sack him now. Alright, well, we weren't saying that last week, were we, dickheads? You know what I mean? Sack him now, why? You know, because we've got 2 games to Wembley, that's plenty of time to get over this sacking. What, and have Steve Clarke in charge for the rest of the season? Fucking good one. Yeah, don't think so. Look, we're going to get to the end of the season. I don't know what, I was hoping that we'd have a little bit of momentum carried through from obviously coming back to beat Blackburn and coming back and beating Everton as well in the semi-final, but it wasn't to be. It was a shame because it was very similar to after the Carling Cup final. We were totally dominant. Okay, granted they had a couple of chances. Pepe Reina made some good saves in the first half, but you know, once again we created chances. Once again we hit the woodwork. You know, defenders throwing themselves left, right and centre, blocking things, keeping them out. It was just I just find myself, you're just shaking your head, and you stood there watching the game shaking your head and you end up laughing because time and time again this is happening and there's no answer for it. We could do with having a more clinical centre forward, that's certain, you know, and it's an annoyance when you see the likes of Jelavic banging them in for Everton and Papa Cisse on fire for Newcastle, and you think that if we just splashed a few million quid we could have at least been in the market for either of them 2 centre forwards, but we've not. We've chosen to go with our forwards, and look, you know, 2 goals in 2 games for Andy Carroll. All of a sudden, you know, it's less of an issue, but today it was back to just being vastly unlucky in front of goal. Maybe I mean, you could say wasteful. You say wasteful if you want, but I think so many times it is just ridiculous look, and you just don't quite get the rub of the green or whatever. But I don't know what the answer is to that. I don't know whether that's coaching or it's tactics. I think no one had a bad game on the field for us today, and it's a shame because Glen Johnson's at fault for their goal, but we were applauding him 3 seconds earlier for getting stuck in, being dogged and winning the ball back, and then it just I don't know whether it was a lapse in concentration or it's great closing down from it was Mullenby or whoever it was there on their team, great closing down. But that's how what games hinge on. It's typical of Liverpool. If we don't score our goals, it only takes one slip up at the back and then it's all over, isn't it? But performances wise, I think first half, but it was a little baffling that we played 4-4-2 but didn't have any natural wingers because you know, their Cout is great, I think, on a right-hand side, in a three up front, in a more attacking role, a right winger, more than a right midfielder. Again, regular viewers of the show, we know we've discussed this till the cows came home. And Maxi Rodriguez, again, great to see him in the side, but as a left midfielder, he wasn't offering anything in that normal capacity. When Suarez got over to the right towards Dirk, and when he got over to the left towards Maxi, and they linked up, it looked dangerous, and you could understand it. But to play a wide formation, but have no natural width, seemed a bit odd, so it was crying out for Bellamy and Dannon. They came on. I don't think Dannon did particularly great, but I don't think he did too badly coming on. Bellamy, I thought, was shocking when he come on. He just looked off the pace. And in fairness, you know, I have to say, you know, we've brought some of the old guard in, given Dirk and Maxi, and then Bellamy a chance. Now Bellamy's been fine this season. I've been very impressed with him for a free transfer, but those three players are starting to look like old guard who could well be, all three of them could well be on the way in the summer. I think Maxi definitely, it's looking like their Count, and Bellamy, I'd keep him. I'm not saying I wouldn't keep him, but he does look like he's starting to look his age, and his fitness was showing. For me anyway. I don't know if you disagree, let us know in the comments section. I'm more than happy to hear a disagreement on that, because as I say, I think he's had a good season on the whole for us. Andy Carroll worked hard, got stuck in, won some good headers. His commitment, he was closing down Ben Foster in the last few minutes of the game, and that again, it's as you can tell already, I'm just repeating myself. You've heard me say these things a fucking million times this season. That's what we want to see from Andy. So well done, Andy Carroll. But Luis Suarez was a threat. Once again, getting in the box, turning defenders inside and out. Great to see. Shame again, one opportunity in particular, he gets in the box and he just blazes it, and he's got 4 or 5 people all queuing up to try and slot it in. But we've had those chances today where they have been cut back and they've hit the bar, or they've been blocked on the line, or they've fucking hit Suarez or whatever. So who knows? I don't know what the answer is, and if you know what the answer is, well, genius, stick your name down for the manager's job this summer, and see if you can do a better job next season. That's it, Reds. You know, what more can you say, really? I mean, on paper, that team should be more than enough to do the job, and it was 6 inches away from doing the job in many respects, but 6 inches is a lot in football, as we've discovered on numerous occasions this season. So big shrug of the shoulders. 2 games to look forward to in the league before we have to face Chelsea in the FA Cup final. So let's hope that they're a little bit better than that. Let's hope we can score a few goals, get the confidence back going, get on a little mini run, hopefully take that into Chelsea. And let's just hope that Chelsea get absolutely fucking murdered by Barcelona in the weekend. That just shatters any remnants of confidence that they have. I know, slim consolation. Yes, on a day where full of slim consolations, where Everton get a draw against Man United and we're quite happy because it makes a team that we don't particularly like in Man City slightly more likely to put pressure on them for the title. Yeah, sad days, I know. Anyway, let's try and keep your chins up. We'll join you in the week. We'll have our usual array of shows. If you want to watch the subscriber show this week and look back on the semi-final, pretend this game never happened, then do so. It's a 45-minute special.
All the journalists mentioned that Liverpool hadn't appeared at Wembley for 16 years can now print that Liverpool will be appearing at Wembley 3 times in 10 weeks, so shut the fuck up. Allez les Rouges!
With the lovely Mary Cooper, Scott Williams, Chris Pajak in the studio, talking about everything that went right for us at Wembley that day. And coming up in a couple of weeks' time, of course, we're going to have our FA Cup final special, so stay tuned for that as well. Thanks very much for watching. Do try to enjoy the rest of your Sunday and Monday, Tuesday, and in fact the rest of the week as best you can. Thanks for watching. Good night.